Hello there and welcome to my water tutorial for Songs of Syx version 66. In this video I'm going to talk about all the things that you need to know to work with canals, water pumps, and how you can enhance your city with that on many different ends. So first of all, I want to talk about the tech that we need for that, which is found in the health tab, and that's plumbing as the very fundamental tech. It's only 100 research points. And after that comes bathing, which allows you to build bathhouses, which are amazing and, in my opinion, belong closely together in the whole water topic. So water can only be pumped up where there is groundwater. So wherever there is groundwater, we can build these water pumps. So show you like this. When you build a water pump, it is only eligible to build over areas where there's enough of that, as you see there. So water pumps do need lots of employees. This is an upgraded water pump, which hosts 4 people. The unupgraded version costs 6 people. The water pumps need furniture to be built, therefore they are sort of an advanced industry because you need a lot of workers and you need some furniture. But it is absolutely viable to get started with this quite early, as the tech only requires 100 points, like I said. So once you have a water pump up and running, each one of them provides pressure for 100 tiles of canal. So these transport fresh water over the map. So when we check it out here, instead of groundwater, we now activate the freshwater over the freshwater lens. And when we zoom out, we can see that all the coastal areas have natural access to fresh water. That is absolutely normal. But when we now check out our city, there's a lot of areas that have fresh water, whereas most of the areas don't. And if we zoom in, the fresh water is exuding alongside these canals. Show you a little bit more in detail so you can see. So as you can see, each canal drips fresh water into all directions where the people can then use it for all manner of different industries. So that's how you pull it up. Buildable, I don't need to explain much. It is just, you just connect these to the pumps. When you're building a pump, there's one caveat that I want to point out because it really bothered me a lot. There is this blue arrow thing on the right side currently. Pretty difficult to spot on blue ground, but all in all, this is the exit where the water will come out. So you should always align your pumps accordingly to that, so you don't block yourself out of proper canal building, because you always want to build this as efficient as possible, waste as few tiles as possible. So there are upgrades, 2 of them to the water pumps that you don't need to research, so you have these upgrades immediately available, unless something changed about that at some point, which means you can lower the worker force on the water pumps by investing money. That's a nice thing and worth knowing, but the second upgrade has much harsher diminishing returns compared to the first one, because the first one only costs metal, whereas machinery is much more costly and you get not that much relief worker-wise. They don't upgrade the pressure. This stays the same for the very basic version up to the highest upgraded version. So, what's it all good for, you might ask yourself now? So, fresh water access does buff following things. Pastures get a production bonus if they are cornered by fresh water. You can see it here, 25% bonus. So canals should always run alongside of your pastures. Also, fertility gets increased by fresh water. This is the fertility base of this area, and this is the current fertility. Here's a pretty big difference even when you are working in a very fertile environment. The city is built on a super fertile tile. Even then, you get substantial increases in your productivity just by increasing the fertility to stupid amounts with the help of fresh water. Wholeheartedly recommend that, because as you see there, it works everywhere like this. And this way, well, your waterways can be used to increase your agriculture tremendously. Don't worry about building canals over walkways. As you can see here, your people can safely walk over these little bridges. But I didn't know if you're realizing it, it slows them down. So use these connections as sparingly as possible, as this does bog down your logistics to some degree. Among the things that we can build, there are also culverts. You can use these to avoid that. If we would have built a culvert here and a culvert there, they would have connected without crossing the road. So these are basically the tool that you should use if you are bothered by that. Apart from that, culverts have not that much of a big use. I've seen this as the primary use of these bad boys. So there are now 3 tools that we can use after that, called the moat, the pond, and the pool. So these are all basically the same, with the only difference of which flavor they emanate. The moat emanates or emits dread, so it's the stuff that you build in a dreadful city. The pond emits harmony, which is what you use in Tilapi and Crotonian cities. And the pool emits awe, which is what you use in human cities. The interesting thing about these is that they don't need to be connected to pools. They need to be built on fresh water. So I'll show you here. And as you see, there is no direct connection to the canal, yet still there's fresh water in there. This is what you can use to give people a really luxury form of swim. This is pretty cool, as this doesn't cost you any maintenance, and it's another way of boosting the power of your city just by investing resource. I love things that make my city more effective without investing workers. Now then, we also have bathhouses. So the bathhouse is also very directly linked to the whole water economy. That's why I'm featuring it in this tutorial as well. So bathhouses require coal to be cozy warm, and they require fresh water. But the fun part about it is this is all optional. If you have neither coal nor fresh water, the bathhouse is ineffective completely. It doesn't do anything. The bathhouse also is a pretty costly building. I just want to showcase here, so you won't be building that too early. It costs cut stone and metal, so don't you hustle too hard towards there, but it's very, very much worth the investment. So if you don't have access to fresh water and just access to coal, it is still very, very much worth it, because people will still use it, just not with the same fulfillment as with fresh water. But my personal recommendation is your bathhouses are excellent to be put up right next to your canals, because obviously it is very easy to fulfill their demands. Here again, it is not about being linked to the canals directly in any way. They just need to have access to fresh water, which is being spread by the canals. Technically, you can therefore build the bathhouse with a slight distance to the canal, and it still will retain the freshwater access. I personally like to pluck them down right directly to next to the canal, just to make it absolutely sure. So that is pretty much all you need to know to use water. Let me check if I've forgotten something that I haven't put on my list here, but no. The only thing that I want to say at the end of this video is that moving water through your city is really, really, really powerful. And I can only recommend using that, especially when you want to go for larger agricultural businesses. I want to put as a last note, try to go for long rectangular shapes like these to get the most out of the freshwater emanation range. As you see here, it would have been smarter to make this fruit farm a little bit narrower, so this strip here would have been fully in there. But at the end of the day, this thing has 100% fertility already. I just want to showcase that a square-shaped farm like this one, as you see there, the center of it doesn't get any irrigation whatsoever. So the rectangle beats the square by far, and the narrow rectangle even more so. So I'd go as far as recommending building smaller farms that can maintain this long shape versus building larger farms, because you are limited in building tiles. I just want to showcase before I end this video. Your farms can't be endlessly long, as you see here. They have a limit in their length. They can be made much larger when they are squared, though. You get more efficiency out of the building tool. It seems to have a strict amount of digits that it can't go into one direction. Whatever. So use this to get the best out of the irrigation. And this is where I end my water tutorial. There's really not much more to say about it, and I hope it helps. This is a cool system. Took me a while to wrap my head around it, but once I did, I was shocked how easy it is and how I could have thought it would be more complicated than that. So, thanks for watching, you all. Drop me your comments if you have any questions or anything to add, because, you know, this game is insanely deep and complex. Let me know. I'm eager to share and be grateful for that. Leave a thumbs up, consider subscribing, check out the description box. You will find the link to several other playlists regarding Songs of Syx. There's a tutorial playlist and a Let's Play tutorial playlist that you might want to enjoy. And last but not least, I want to say a big thanks to the supporters of Icon Gaming. If you want to join on in, there's a couple of links down there, and I'd be delighted if you did so. And I want to say a big thanks to you watching this video up until the very end, even after my stupid, annoying ad rolls. Appreciated. See you guys next time. Bye-bye.